What's up, my pilots? Angryponcho here. Welcome back to Let's Play 4-Pillar Survival. This is another great idea here, starting videos with time lapses. In this time lapse, I'm going to build the meadow that I envision to go around my house. So if you don't recall from previous episodes, the goal of this sort of was, I want to be able to look out all the windows and think, hey, it looks like a normal Minecraft world out there. Or at least it looks like a forest out there. And so I had this idea, okay, well, I'll just put like a pond off to the side and I'll surround the rest of the house with trees and that'll be good enough. And so the first thing I did was I cleared away, as you can see, the ring of cobblestone so I could sort of expose the grass core in the center. And now I've gone along, and you can see on the left side there, that flat open area with one torch in the middle is where I want to put the lake approximately, my little fishing pond. And then the rest of this cobblestone I'm laying out is sort of just a general idea of the topography I wanted to create. As you can see, I sort of have it sloping downhill from right to left. As you can see, the cobblestone goes up a couple layers. It's very gradual, but that sort of gentle sloping is what the most of the worlds look like, so I figured that would add to the realism. Now, I'm sure you guys have noticed in this video and in previous videos the intermittent mouse cursor nonsense that's going on. I figured out what was causing that back in episode 7 or whenever it first popped up. And I didn't realize it was occurring because I was recording these well in advance of editing them. So I fixed the issue now, but basically I had to turn off mouse cursor capture in the footage because in Fraps because it was showing through on the second window. So basically, as you can see here, I'm filming Minecraft on one account where Fraps is running, and I'm playing Minecraft on my other account. And it's the mouse cursor is shared in between both windows, even when the other window goes out of focus. It's kind of weird, but basically, yeah, even though the mouse cursor wasn't to me appearing to be in front of the recording because I had another window open in front of it, it was actually getting like layered through and showing up in the video at the end. A little strange bug there in Fraps, I think. Definitely not intended. Alright, so what have I done while I was talking? Basically, they put water in the lake, and I'll talk later in this video on the trick on how to do that. And then I planted a ring of trees around the outside. You can see on the north, I don't know if it's actually north, but far from the camera is your spruce. Close to the camera is acacia. On the right we have birch, and on the left around the pond we have oak. And so I thought, okay, that's good, but one ring of trees is not going to do it. You're going to look in between them, and you're going to see empty sky and nothing, and it's going to be weird. So I needed to have more density. I needed to have more layers of trees. So I've been a big gross pillar next to the side of this platform, and now I'm making a secondary ring of cobblestone. Just enough land out there for me to walk in a big circle and plant another ring of trees, basically. The goal being that between the two of them and a little additional leaf work, I'll be able to give a approximately realistic view out the windows that will actually look like, hey, that looks like a natural growth Minecraft forest. So you can see me sneaking by in the background there. Going in a big circle, planting the trees near their siblings. I guess in the real Minecraft world, these kind of trees wouldn't all grow in the same biome, but still looks good. Oh, hey, Mina. Yeah, hi. And, so now all the trees have grown because I turned the tick rate up nice and high because I didn't feel like waiting for them. So now I'm actually going around with leaves that I collected from my tree room with shears, and I'm individually placing leaf blocks in order to fill in gaps and weird spots and anywhere where you can look down and see the sky. All of that is bad. The whole idea of this little build is that someone could delude themselves into thinking that this is a normal Minecraft world. Here's what that might sound like. Another peaceful night here in the forest. It sure is nice living here in a totally normal forest next to this lake. I'm really glad I'm not in some strange world where I can fall into the void forever and spend an eternity falling, like Spy Kids 2. Oh no, I'm glad that's not how this world is. This world is a forest. Look at all the trees on this side. You can see the spruce trees. Look at all the grass and spruce trees. Here there are birch and some more flowers. Isn't that nice? Aren't you happy to be here? Look at the acacia trees. Isn't it strange how different kinds of trees grow on different sides of the house? And here there is a little pond where you can go fishing. Let's do that now. Look at all the oak trees and flowers by this pond. Isn't everything just totally normal? and so nice. Okay, totally insane denialism aside, this has revealed to me that the pond needs to be slightly deeper in the middle for me to actually fish in it. So, let's do that. We'll do a little project here so you guys can see in first person the kind of silliness I had to do in order to build this. It's I'm really pleased with the outcome. I think it looks great from inside the house and from the little fishing area outside. It's you have to really look at the details to be able to tell that it's a sky pillow world. I feel like if I posted a picture of that, like a screenshot out the window, people would be like, "Oh, it's so nice living in the forest," and it would fly right under the radar of weirdness. Okay, so yeah, just need this stuff. Let's go up to the top. So the pond is right there. As you can see, there's kind of a thicker spot underneath. I need to work my way around over there and make that whole base just a bit thicker so that I can drill down from the top and put some more water in there. It's going to be a little bit of a challenge, actually, because I haven't left this in a very good state here. It's kind of a pain in the ass, actually, I think, to get around on these little platforms I made. But it's okay. We'll work it out. I'm going to try and do this in a way that doesn't look totally freaking terrible, but that's probably how it's going to end up anyway, so just accept it. Alright, so I'm just going to go down one block at a time here. And work my way over to this. I need to keep these areas lit up, too. I just need to get a couple blocks lower than this so that, yeah, this height will work. So that I can put another layer of cobblestone above my head here. Hope I brought enough. Okay, let's just do this. Alright, so here's the deepest part of the pond. Let me just go ahead and make an outline of where the deep part will be, as much as we would hope for. And we'll just go ahead and cobble that up, and then hopefully from the top, if I restrain myself and don't mine away too much, I won't have any problems with it popping out into the void where I can't place any more water underneath. Okay, cool. Well, that looks good to me. Now let's make our way back around. So I recognize that this looks like complete ass from the outside, but the whole goal is that it looks good from the inside. So it's sort of like seeing the backstage area, you know, where it's like all these props are just all in a pile. It doesn't look good at all, stuff like that. But basically, I think I'm gonna want to use sand to actually clear out what water I do have up here, since it's a pain in the ass to try and put water sources under other water. So I'm probably going to have to fill in the pond and then refill it with water. But that's fine. It'll give me a chance to demonstrate the cool trick you can do to fill in water in large spaces like this without having to resort to using a bucket for every square, which is the naive way you would think you'd do it. Okay, so I'm just going to fill this all in with sand, because replacing water is so much easier than scooping it up. Because in this scenario, you already have an infinite source on every square except for the edges, and so it would take freaking ages for you to mine up all the water. Alright, so that looks good. Now let's dig the pond back. Oh, that one I can't take away because there's... That's actually a good way to tell where the edges are, is where the cobblestone starts. Just kind of make it pond-shaped again. So my build philosophy for this whole little... I know the water goes right up to there because that's how it was before. That's why the fence stops where it does. And my build philosophy for this was basically make it look real. And for that, it's got to have like natural sloped landscapes, lots of thick trees in the area. This is actually thicker than in a typical forest, but that's obviously by design so that you can't look through and see the sky. I think that is approximately pond shaped. Maybe I'll take a little more off the front here, like that. Yeah, that's pondly enough. around the edges a little, perhaps. That looks fine to me. And then here in the middle, I've placed a second layer of cobblestone, so I can make the middle a little deeper. Something like that, I guess. And then hopefully each of these blocks will have another block under them, so I can replace this cobblestone that I'm mining up with the sand, and the bottom of the pond will still look like a pond. And I want it to have a cobblestone bottom. It would look weird. It wouldn't look like a natural little pond. And this little build has actually inspired me. I want to build the fishing area from Ocarina of Time. I feel like that would be a fun little designer's build to try and replicate it exactly, because you could put a wall of trees around the outside and that would look pretty much right. Okay, so the way that you can place a lot of water quickly, and it's actually hard to demonstrate with an area that's 2 blocks deep like this, but you do it 1 layer at a time. Basically, first create an infinite source somewhere, so I'm going to do it on this edge by putting 1 bucket here and 1 bucket here. I now have an infinite source in between. And so I'm going to go from that infinite source and I'm going to place a row of full blocks across the pond. So I'll put a bucket there, put a bucket there, get 2 more, put a bucket there, put a bucket there. Okay, so now I have a full line across the pond. And the trick now is, the way infinite sources are created, you're probably familiar with this. Am I going to mine through nothing? No, the whole place is actually designed so that there's cobblestone under everything. That was part of the build philosophy, was making sure that any dirt or sand that you mine up will have stuff under it. Obviously, the sand would fall otherwise, but, you know. So infinite source blocks, everyone knows, okay, you put 1 here, you put 1 here, and now these are infinite. The reason that works is when you have 2 source blocks diagonal to each other, they flow in and create another source block next to them. So as soon as you get rid of it, another one appears. Well, this works in extension as well. So if you look here, I have source blocks going on a line across. So if I were to put a source block here, it would create another source block next to it because there's 2 diagonal to each other. And then that would create another source block next to it because there's 2 diagonal to each other, and so on. And so the result is I put down this bucket. Did I miss? Oh, that's actually a source block right there. I put down this bucket, and it automatically creates source blocks here and here. So the trick basically is you make a big plus sign in the middle of your pond, and that will automatically fill in the entire pond. It's kind of cool. You can see it in creative mode really well. Give it a shot. I'm gonna have to do this a little bit by hand though, because it sucks. Basically, Minecraft water sucks. It's difficult to get it to behave the way you want. So I'm probably gonna have to just cobble in this entire area and place source blocks against a series of lines of cobble, because I could go ahead and put water, you know, along all the edges and such. And I guess I could go ahead and start with that. You know, and we'll get a gross looking pond with like a weird dimple in the middle. Some of it will fill in automatically, because if it's got a source block under it and diagonals, like the infinite source trick, how that works, it will fill in areas that are too deep. So actually this might work out to be a lot easier than I thought. Yep, you see how it sort of fills itself in? That's the phenomenon I just described, where you can see there's a source block here, and then source blocks going across. And so if you put a source block there, it automatically it's way across the whole pond, just because of the way it sort of ripples diagonally. And that was a lot easier than I thought it would be. Very nice. How about a little test to see if the fishing actually works? I do believe that a minimum depth of 2 is required. So we'll just aim for the middle here. I've not actually ever caught a fish on this map, and that's one of the reasons I wanted to build this little meadow, so that my fishing rod can actually be useful. I don't know what I'm looking for here exactly. I think little bubbles up here, and then you click. Maybe I shot the rod too far. Let me try and land it. Is that over the deep part? It's hard to tell. Oh, there we go. Now it definitely is. So I think little particles appear, or the bobber gets pulled underwater. At least that's how it used to be in previous versions. I don't think I've done any fishing in 1.9. I just watched Majora do it a little bit on our pillar build. Come on now. Oh, yeah, there it is, there it is. Look, look. Little bubbles come to it, and then... Wow. Speak of the devil. Well, I guess the fishing pond works, at least. That's pretty cool. So let's, well, you know what? That's amazing. That is so perfect. I don't have any, I don't have even one level on me right now. Damn. I guess I could kill some cows real quick. Yeah, I spent all my levels on that anvil, down to nothing. I got plenty of cows up here ripe for the slaughter. Okay, I got my level. Hey, did you guys escape? Now we'll go back up. I finally have decoration for my my item frame. Very nice. Oh, that's perfect. All right. So yeah, I'm super pleased with how this little meadow turned out. This was a fun build. I'd never done anything quite like this before, trying to fake natural terrain, but I think I did a pretty decent job of it. It's super dense, but that's by design. So, and these fences are here to sort of mentally say, like, this is the area you're supposed to be in. Don't go wandering around the outside, because if you come out here, there are places that you can get to where it kind of like, whoa, this is not right. You know, you can look through the leaves. This is even on fancy graphics. It would be even easier. Like, I just go ahead and switch here to, oops, I just turned off smooth lighting. Switch graphics to fast, and then you can see the leaves get this, actually, they look fucking terrible. Man, I didn't realize that the default color would fill them in this so grossly. Ugh. But anyway, it does make it now very clear, like, oh, you can't see. There's nowhere where you can peek out and see, like, a bunch of sky falling away beneath you. The only places you can see the sky are up top. And from inside, you can't see any weirdness, like the mob grinder sticking up or open sky for no reason or anything like that. Some places you can see the sky, but that seems reasonable. It's above the horizon. Oh, I gotta change that back. That looks so bad. Okay. Yeah, so that was a fun little build. I'd never done anything quite like that before, and that was an interesting little experience there. So I think now the focus has to turn back to making progress on beating the Ender Dragon. So enough flim-flamming around. In the next episode, we're going to get back down to business and actually, I think we're going to fill out the basement next, make a potion making stand. Maybe go back to the nether and get some more stuff to grow netherwort on. I don't know how much, I think we have enough soul sand actually already, but right now the basement is just a platform. Whoa, 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 you scared me there, buddy. He's a chicken, zombie pigman chicken jockey. I've never seen that before. That's really funny. You'll occasionally see chickens in the nether because of that. Yeah, so we'll build that out next time. Thanks for watching. Let me know in the comments what you think about my my little build up here. I think this was an interesting project. I'm curious if you guys have any opinions or ideas of how I can make it better. So let me know down in the comments what you think. Thanks for watching. I'll see you guys next time on a 4-Pillar Survival.